Welcome in everyone to RedRaiders.com. I'm Zach. This is Krista. You're watching Know Your Enemy. And of course, this week we are talking about the West Virginia Mountaineers who visit Lubbock this week for a lovely 11 a.m. kickoff. Dana Holgerson and company coming back to the Hub City, of course, with all of his Red Bull chugging fury. Very familiar face around these parts as he coached at Texas Tech as an assistant during the Mike Leach era. Well-traveled offensive mind, and the only problem is, Krista, Texas Tech has not been very kind to Dana and the Mountaineers during their first 2 years of Big 12 play.
At all. In 2012, when West Virginia was one of the top offenses in the country, in the Big 12, all over the place, Texas Tech stunned them 49-14 here at home. And then last year, they came from behind in the third quarter and won 37-27 in Morgantown.
And actually a very good performance by Davis Webb last year in a very volatile environment in Morgantown. We've experienced it, one of the neatest atmospheres in college football, but I'm sure they remember what happened 2 years ago in Lubbock. That was really the beginning of a kind of a demise for West Virginia, and they struggled for a few years, but this is a different football team, isn't it, Krista? Very good offense, completely different than they were last year, and they've got some serious weapons.
Yeah, and before the season even began, a lot of people were wondering, Clint Trickett, are you sure he's your starting quarterback? Are you sure? He is number 1 in the conference, number 3 in the nation in passing yards with 380.4 per game. He knows how to get the job done, and he's got plenty of weapons to do it. At wide receiver, he's got Kevin White, who has 153 yards per game for number 1 in the country. Those Tech corners are going to have to watch out for him.
Mike Smith, that's the first name he mentioned during the press conference Monday to be worried about was White. Really big, powerful wide receiver. Also a good complement of running backs as well, Krista. Very dangerous offensive football team, and what else makes them dangerous is they haven't played a real cupcake of a schedule yet, have they?
They haven't. No cupcakes at all. They started out the season against Bama, and, I mean, we all thought, oh, it's going to be ugly.
And it was not.
But West Virginia hung in there, 33-23. Then they beat Maryland 40-37, and then with OU coming to town, they hung on with the Sooners and lost 45-33. So they've done well against top-tier opponents.
Very tough team. I don't think they're going to fear anyone, and they want to come into Lubbock and get a win. This is a huge step in the Big 12 schedule for them. And for Texas Tech, their back is against the wall. This is a must-win for the Red Raiders if they want to go to a bowl game. And I may be a little nuts right now for even mentioning the word bowl game, but this is where you got to right the ship. Texas Tech not having fun right now in the Big 12 in recent history, are they?
They have not. Texas Tech, when you go all the way back to last season, they've lost their last 7 Big 12 games, which is not good at all. Texas Tech hasn't started 0-3 in the Big 12 since the conference's inception. In fact, they haven't gone 0-3 since 1985 when they started out the Southwest Conference play 0-5. So they've got to get the ball rolling now.
The type of history that they want no part of whatsoever. They're going to have to get up and get after it early, and they're going to have a fast start. Davis Webb and the offense can't turn the ball over. West Virginia is a beatable team. They are susceptible. They beat Kansas last week 33-12, I do believe, somewhere in that range. Just a very workmanlike effort. Dana and them, though, I think, are going to have a little bit different focus this week. Watch Dana Holgerson. I think he has something to prove here, and if he gets a chance, he will embarrass Texas Tech. In Lubbock, I think there's just some tension there between these two programs. Be careful. Tech's got to come out and play its A game, or Dana might make it a real rough Sunday morning for all of us in Lubbock when we have to go through that on Saturday.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good game, I think. Tech could come out and finally put all these pieces together that they've been struggling to do all season long. That could happen. I mean, when you look at the Oklahoma State game, that first quarter, the offense looked really good, and then it just kind of fell downhill from there. If they can have that effort straight through for 4 quarters, it could actually be a good Sunday morning to wake up to. Absolutely.
So hopefully Tech can make Dana chug one too many Red Bulls on Saturday and get a win. That's going to do it right now for If I Can Learn to Talk. It's a rough day in the office, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a struggle.
Let's try that one more time. That's going to do it for this episode of Know Your Enemy. We've previewed West Virginia. Now go get yourself ready for a lovely 11 a.m. kickoff. That is Krista Pirtle. I'm Zach Long, and you're on RedRaiders.com.